Let's move on to Module 9, Anesthesia. This is one of the important points in the work of an electrologist. The first point is the types of anesthesia. The second is invasive anesthesia. Third is non-invasive anesthesia or application anesthesia. Risks, rules, and safe stocking anesthesia. I will also tell you about this today. What are the types of anesthesia? Firstly, they are invasive. These are injections. Non-invasive creams, ointments, gels, sprays for pain relief. If education allows, then we do invasive anesthesia. If education doesn't allow, we do not. I'll just give you a brief overview of the products that we inject. Ultracaine, DS Forte, Ubistazine. There are a lot of questions about the lidocaine. We never inject lidocaine. If we inject lidocaine, these are simply huge risks for our clients, despite the fact that all these are amide-type drugs. We do not inject lidocaine. Firstly, the price of 10 ampoules of Ultracaine is approximately from $20 to $28. And here 10 ampoules will cost approximately $5. And often experts take this, but these are huge risks for the client. If a person has anaphylactic shock, it can be from any drug, but here, due to the fact that the drug has suppressive agents, it will not be here. And here it may be. Therefore, we don't use this drug. These products can be injected in areas such as the armpits, a deep bikini. Someone also injected over the lip zone. I will speak separately about the area above the lip. We inject it through every centimeter. You can also take half a centimeter. It all depends on the zone. If you are doing invasive anesthesia, you should have a first aid kit. If you inject and you have a first aid kit, you know what should be in it. You may be allergic to the cream, for example. I will also say something about invasive anesthesia. It happens that a client says that she has never had an allergy. For example, everything was fine with the dentist injections, but there is a risk of cumulative effect. There is a risk of addiction. For example, she went for 2 days in a row to get her teeth treated. She won't even tell you about it. Or she's on medication like Midocalm. She could go into anaphylactic shock, 3 minutes and the person's gone. And there is a risk that you just won't save her. That's why only people with medical training should inject. So what we have in an anesthesia application, it's basically lidocaine and prolocaine. It's contained in all of them. Among the cool certified products we have Amla. It used to be sold in 5 grams, now we have 30. Next we have Depth Light Cream. It is sold from 30 milliliters and larger. I am writing you a list so that you can find this or that product in your country, in your region, in your town, because we have girls from distant corners who want to work but cannot find funds. There is either 9 or 11% lidocaine in them. Well, accordingly, they will be weaker and stronger. Next, we have a tattoo type cream, Mesoderm. This is my favorite cream. It works really well. Gcaine works very well too. It is sold in large bottles. There are many similar products, but these are the main ones that are sold in all places. If we are talking about application anesthesia on the face, when the client arrives, you apply the cream for 15-20 minutes. It lies under the tape. The tape must be very thin. Plastic bags are not suitable. We had girls who came to the bikini area epilation and said that they had run out of food wrap and they used the bag. It's useless. The cream has gone down the drain. So what we do next? This is where her hair grows. This is where we open the tape. We process it a little. Processed and went further. Processed and went further. I'm talking about those who have already passed 5 minutes of the test. Initially, we must pass the test, thin the zone 5 minutes, and release the client. Then we do it from this side. If you peel off the entire tape at once, and clients love to do this, then she will lie and endure pain because the whole effect has disappeared. This is for the area above the lip. The same goes for the eyebrows. The same goes for the eyebrows if we are talking about the other areas of the body, then she applies it at home. When you open a jar of cream, before you close it, you definitely need to put the tape and only then the lid. There is a risk that it may wear out and will not work. All packaging will go down the drain. If the client says that she cannot tolerate pain, next time take it either in a syringe or take disposable small jars. I love using jars. You give her anesthesia, she paid you, she doesn't need to think about where to get it. because people often afraid of pain during the procedure, and this may be even a signal and the reason that she will simply stop visiting you. Do you want a cream? Here is a cream for you, and you don't need to go looking bothered about it. She bought a cream and is happy. Let's talk about the body. Everything about the armpits, bikini, deep bikini, the buttocks area. The clients apply the cream under the tape at home, having done all they need in the toilet beforehand. Everything needs to be wrapped well and panties put on tightly on top. It shouldn't be that she covered this area and when she walked around the city everything slipped away. She applies this and that. For the armpits there are such special pads. You can use a regular patch, for example. It applies how long it takes. A big mistake is when girls apply it for 1 hour and come. We apply it for 20-30 minutes at home, then you need to open it and quickly apply another layer and left it for about 30-60 minutes. In this case, you will have 1.5 to 2 hours. In this case, you will have 1.5 or 2 hours. When the client arrives, you quietly, as if with the face, open and start working. When the client arrives, you quietly, as in the case with the face zone, open and start working. Open only the zone that you can do right now, otherwise it will be painful. It is useless to open the whole area. This rule is very important when it comes to these zones. When she arrives, she wraps herself up. Let's talk about safe stocking anesthesia. Many clients laugh. Now they don't laugh anymore. For example, she wears regular tights or stocking on her legs. Why do we use this anesthesia? Let's calculate the cost of the ointment. This is a huge amount if we smear all the shins and thighs. This is a huge financial waste. But if your client is ready to pay well, for God's sake, let her buy the whole tube and smear the whole thing. There is an alternative. Lidocaine spray 10% produced in Hungary. If you don't have this, you can use any freezing spray. Why stocking? The stocking does not absorb or flow. If you spray on your bare leg, it will hit you somewhere it will not, and there will be an overrun of the drug. And somewhere the client will feel the pain, and somewhere she will not. And she will expect this pain every time. It will be a sign of not visiting you next time. We can do the same with the hips and toes. We are not talking about the stomach, buttocks, lower back. In this case, we need tights. She sprinkles everything and covers it with tape. We didn't just spray our feet, we covered it all with plastic wrap. One leg should be quickly sprayed and wrapped around. In this case, we do not open anything as in working with a cream. We work only once. We leave everything for 1.5 or 2 hours. After 2 hours, she can visit you. We don't walk around the city. When she arrived, the master begins to work. The same is with the rest of the zones. You quietly cut the tape, remove the stocking and process the area. That's it. Then we need to turn the client, because it happens that now you have already reached the limit of the hips and behind the anesthesia goes away. We turn the client over and twist her because she will not feel pain in this way. If you remove the hair only in front, from behind it, she will already feel everything. We always turn our client over. We don't do both legs on the same day. When there is little hair, we can afford it, but often one leg is one day. This is without taking into account the knee. The knees are proceeded separately. On the knees of a novice maester, it takes another 1.5 to 2 hours for one. We can safely process our hands, fingers with the cream. The zones are small and the client can quite afford to apply the cream. The cream is applied once, nothing needs to be added, and she also arrives in 1.5 or 2 hours. Someone says that this is a lot. No, during this time the zone is being processed. If she says that she needs to be slightly anesthetized, then she can reduce it to an hour.